The Seven Kingdoms needs a ruler loved by millions with a powerful army and the right family name.
Good luck finding him.
Who said anything about him?
I'm not going to stop the wheel. I'm going to break the wheel.
The Nhi Report Revealed. Opposition members asked to leave BAMSI's premises on Sunday. A young woman charged following the death of Ariel Lowe. Plus, celebrations continue in Comic Country. We've got those stories and a whole lot more tonight. I'm Juanique Tude and NB12 starts now. Topping news tonight, Costa Rican consultants estimate national health insurance will cost the government between $362 million and $633 million. Those figures were revealed in a near 500-page report by Sanagest International. But what has some people, including prominent cardiologist Dr. Dwayne Sands, up in arms is the proposed funding for NHI. Here's a hint. It involves taxes.
Back in 2007, national health insurance was the ticket that was going to win the election for the PLP. Here we are rolling into 2017, and they've dusted off that same playbook, and here we go again. Let's win an election on NHI.
Amid concern that Bahamians could be taxed to fund national health insurance, Costa Rican consultants have suggested payroll tax ranging from 1% to 5%, a higher departure tax, auto insurance tax, alcohol tax, and a wage ceiling increase. Dr. Dwayne Sands says all he hears is the sound of Bahamians' disposable income disappearing.
I think it is going to be a very, very difficult thing for the working Bahamian, because what it is going to mean is that the government will now decide how you spend your hard-earned money.
In a 453-page report submitted to government late last year, Sanagest International proposes 3 scenarios to cover the pricey program, which could cost up to more than $500 million. Now, here's the low scenario. Payroll contributions would not be introduced beyond the 1% approved for the National Prescription Drug Plan. Under the medium scenario, contributions of 3% would be introduced with a wage ceiling increase to $800. Under the high scenario, contributions of 5% would be introduced with a wage ceiling increase to $1,200. For the last 2 scenarios, Bahamians could also see additional taxes on alcohol and tobacco, auto, and other insurance policies. Sands questions, what else does the government want from Bahamians? Blood?
Time as you pay your electricity bill, by time as you pay your mortgage or your rent, by time as you pay school fees, by time as you go to the food store, you have nothing left, because the government is going to tell you how to spend that money. As a matter of fact, we are going to reach into your pocket and we're going to take it out before you even get a chance to spend it. Now, bear in mind that a sizable percentage of the salaries of many Bahamians is already deducted, and it goes to the banks, it goes to the various furniture stores.
Other options for paying for NHI include surcharges on water, electricity, or cable TV, auto insurance tax, reserving part of the revenue from VAT or web shop taxes, and adding $10 to the departure tax. So what exactly would you be paying for? Well, the most basic package proposed by Sanagest is the Vital Benefits Package, which comes with a $362 million price tag. It would cover all essential and medically necessary services, but leaves out dental care, eyeglasses, and pay for performance. Then there's the Core Benefits Package, which would cost $505 million and provide what officials call a generous level of coverage with limited financial co-payments. The most expensive package is the $633 million expanded benefits package. Sands says while universal health care is an important conversation, it comes at a very bad time.
I don't think that anybody would deny that this is a very challenging financial time. We need only to look at the background of $1 billion worth of homes in foreclosure, unemployment at an unprecedented level, even among young people. It is enough to break the backs of many people. And so we're not just talking about pushing people below the poverty line. We are talking about a dramatic reduction in the quality of life for many, many, many thousands of Bahamians.
Government has said it will introduce NHI in January 2016. However, observers say the chance of that happening is slim, as officials have already missed key target dates. Several members of the Free National Movement traveled to North Andros yesterday to tour government's multi-million-dollar BAMSI project. However, the tour came to an abrupt end when security officers asked them to leave. During that brief trip, F&M leader Dr. Hubert Minnis suggested the insurance company named by the contractor of the fire-damaged BAMSI dorm does not exist. Dana Smith reports.
The F&M's tour of BAMSI came to a halt after they were effectively kicked off the property by security. St. Anne's MP Hubert Chipman said he was outraged by the incident.
Gate was locked, and we just walked around the gate. I mean, it is government property. It's taxpayers' money that is being spent, so we just decided we walked around. Down in the back, we were looking at the papayas and banana trees, and the guy walked up to us and he said, "The farm is closed on Sundays." I said, "Oh, this is the Bahamian people money you're talking about. This is not private property." He said, "I'm just doing my job." So the question is whether in fact somebody called him and say, "Oh, the F&M is down in Andros." They showed up because nobody was at the gate when we first came here.
I mean, how do you feel?
How do I feel? Outraged, to be honest with you, to be put off my property.
Chipman said he plans to raise the issue with Agriculture Minister V. Alfred Gray and ask him whether the F&M needs his permission to visit BAMSI. F&M Chairman Michael Pintard, who was also part of the tour, noted the absence of a completed fence surrounding the farm and questioned why security was not in place yesterday afternoon when the F&M first arrived.
Sure, there is no fence there, so we didn't feel that foot traffic would have been a problem on this property. And obviously they were asleep at the wheel. If they were employed supposedly at the gate, we don't know where they were. In fact, we were almost at the end of this property before they came. So the question is, where were they?
In addition to Pintard and Chipman, other members of the delegation included former Labor Minister and Senator Dion Folks, Montague MP Richard Lightbourne, and North Eleuthera MP Theo Neely. The group was led by party leader Dr. Hubert Minnis. The F&M was asked to leave BAMSI's farm towards the end of the tour. Before that, the group managed to visit several areas, including the still under construction cafeteria and student dorms.
The F&M said although they agree in principle with the concept of BAMSI, they still have some concerns. Opposition leader Dr. Hubert Minnis said there are still a lot of unanswered questions surrounding that lapsed insurance policy for the burned mill dormitory. Minnis said the Christie administration was negligent in not staying on top of things.
It's very disappointing. Again, it shows how lackadaisical and irresponsible the PLP government is, because you should not have a contract without having proper insurance in place so that if anything should happen to the building, it would be covered by the contractor, not by the people. We're placed in that situation. Now, the Deputy Prime Minister said that the insurance had lapsed. It's insured by, according to the contractor, Southern Alliance, and we've checked Southern Alliance, and that's not a registered company in the Bahamas.
Works Minister Philip Davis revealed in Parliament last week the insurance on the dorm that was set afire on January 15th had lapsed. When reached for comment, the contractor, Audley Hanna, told us as far as he knew the building was insured, though he admitted if it's not, he would have to find the money to build the dorm back. He named Southern Alliance as the company the building was insured with, but our news team could not find the company listed in the phone book or on the Insurance Commission of the Bahamas website. Minna said Sunday the F&M also cannot find any evidence of the company, and he claimed it doesn't even exist.
Our investigation does not show any identification, or we cannot identify this company. It does not exist. So how can insurance lapse if it don't exist? That needs clarification between the government and the contractor.
The Christie administration has touted BAMSI as one of its most important initiatives. The Institute's first group of students started last year. From North Andros for NB12, I'm Dana Smith.
Agriculture Minister V. Alfred Gray slammed what he called the opposition's foolish and unannounced visit to BAMSI over the weekend. Gray says it is unbelievable that Minis would seek entrance to the facility without proper authorization. Gray said every Bahamian should have unimpeded access to BAMSI, but there are rules and regulations. In fact, he thinks Minis should apologize to the nation.
I expect that no less a person than the leader of the opposition ought to at least find it necessary to contact myself or the president of the school for access when there ought not to be any access on a Sunday to the school property. We are a country of rules and regulations. And I'm embarrassed by the fact that I have to tell the leader of the opposition that he is foolishly wrong. It is just not the way we do business in this country.
The agriculture minister said it's not bad that Minis sought to take the press on a tour of the site, but he should have followed protocol and sought authorization, which Gray says would have been granted. He says he's not sure why Minis felt he could break the rules.
If the leader of the opposition could do it, then every Bahamian could feel that they could show up and they must have entry to it because it is a public facility. If we extend that principle, it may be true to say that any Bahamian could enter the cabinet office. That's a public facility without authorization, and they have a right to entry. That is not what we are about. If he thought about that for a second after the foolish act, he would see how foolish it was for him to feel that he could just show up. You can't just show up on such a facility. We just had a fire there. And we had tightened or heightened the security of the place, more so because of the fire. I don't even know if the security knew who he was.
Gray said as a result of January's fire at a male dorm, BAMSI security has been heightened, and noted that the facility was closed because the opposition visited on a Sunday. The minister said he intends to address this matter in Parliament.